close your eyes for a second. I want you to go back to last night. The lights were low. The music was perfect. Maybe a little jazz, maybe something with a really heavy bass line that you could feel in your chest.
Yeah, the conversation just flowing like wine.
Exactly. There was that spark, that tension in the air you could almost touch. You made the move. And it was magic.
It really was. It felt like the rest of the world just fell away.
Right. But then the sun comes up.
Oh, the daylight trap.
A daylight trap. Suddenly, those blackout curtains let in this sliver of blinding white light. It cuts right across the room like a laser. The alcohol is worn off, leaving you just a little bit dehydrated, maybe a slight ache behind the eyes. You look down, and you're wearing yesterday's clothes. Or maybe nothing at all. And the person next to you, they look completely different in 4K resolution.
And that magic from 8 hours ago. It feels so fragile now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's hovering right there in the room, but the air has changed. It's thinner, sharper. It's almost clinical.
Exactly. This is the moment where everything can just go completely wrong. We are looking at a very specific, very delicate situation today, the morning after.
The ultimate test.
We're taking a deep dive into the Midnight English Guide, Episode 5. And the mission for this deep dive, it's simple. We are going to turn that awkward, panic-induced scramble into a confident exit.
Because let's be honest, I mean, most people just freeze here. I've seen it happen. They wake up, they look around, and the self-doubt creeps in. They over-apologize.
Right.
They linger way too long because they literally don't know how to leave. Or worse, they sneak out like a thief in the night while the other person is in the shower. And just like that, poof, the mystery is dead.
We don't want dead mystery.
Yeah.
We want memorable exits. We want to leave a trace. So lay back. Get comfortable. We're going to whisper some secrets about confidence and boundaries today that might just change your entire dating life.
We're going to teach you how to wake up with charm and how to leave them staring at the door, just wishing you hadn't walked through it.
Because it's all about high-value framing. You aren't escaping. You're making an exit.
Exactly.
Let's start with the awakening, the actual biology of it, because I think people really underestimate the chemical crash that happens here. Last night, your brain was swimming in dopamine and oxytocin.
The good stuff.
Yeah, but this morning, cortisol is spiking to wake you up. You are literally chemically primed to be anxious.
That is such a crucial point. You feel exposed because your body is telling you that you are vulnerable. You aren't hiding in the shadows anymore. And the source material calls this phase 1, setting the tone.
Right.
Now, tell me, what is the absolute worst thing someone can do the moment they wake up next to a new partner?
I feel like I've done this. Is it checking your phone immediately?
I mean, that's bad, but it's not the worst. The worst thing you can do is apologize. Saying things like, oh God, look at my hair, or sorry, I must look terrible. Or even heavier, staring at the ceiling and asking, so what does this mean?
Oof. The relationship evaluation before coffee, that feels like a deposition.
It does. It kills the vibe instantly.
Right.
You're bringing heavy analytical energy into a space that should still be soft and warm.
Yeah.
You're asking for reassurance. And nothing dries up attraction faster than insecurity in the morning light. You are taking the fantasy and smashing it with a hammer of anxiety.
So the goal here, according to the guide, is to keep it light, playful, grounded in the present. You don't look at the future yet. You just look at the person next to you. And this brings us to our first key chunk of language. The guide suggests a very specific opening line.
Good morning, trouble.
Good morning, trouble. Okay, I have to play devil's advocate here for a second. 2 words. But isn't that a pretty high-risk maneuver? I mean, if you say that wrong, you don't sound charming. You sound like a bad character in a cheap rom-com, like you're trying way too hard.
You absolutely can sound ridiculous if you force it. If you do the little finger guns or try to put on a fake accent.
Yeah.
You please don't do that.
Right, no finger guns.
But here's the secret. It's not about the performance. It's about the truth of the line.
The truth.
Think about the word trouble. It implies that last night got a little out of hand. It implies mischief. It implies that you were both guilty of something fun. By calling them trouble, you are framing the morning as a conspiracy between 2 partners in crime.
I see. So you aren't calling them a name, you're labeling the dynamic.
Precisely. It's a callback. It pulls the energy from the night before, that playful, slightly dangerous dynamic, and drags it right into the harsh daylight. It says, I remember who we were last night. We haven't changed just because the sun is up.
It cuts through the stiffness.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because if you wake up and say, did you sleep well? It's polite. It's safe. It's what you say to your grandmother.
Yeah.
But good morning, trouble. That's flirtatious. And the delivery, you don't shout it. You use that raspy morning voice.
The I just woke up voice.
That deep, unused vocal fry. It's incredibly intimate. It signals that you are relaxed. You aren't rushing to put on your public face yet. You're still in the private zone.
So, no, good morning. How are you? At high volume.
Please, no. Keep it low. Keep it slow.
I love that. It sets the frame immediately. We are cool. We are fun. This isn't awkward.
Exactly.
Now, let's flip the scenario. Let's say you're the host. You're in your own bed, your own sheets. The dynamic is slightly different because you have the home court advantage. You're the one who knows where the bathroom is.
Home court comes with responsibility. And the guide gives us a beautiful line for this. It's practical, but it is absolutely loaded with subtext.
How do you take your coffee?
It sounds so simple, but think about the psychology of it. This is a high-value caretaking move.
Is it? Or is it just breakfast? Because I remember once, years ago, I really liked this girl. And the morning after, I got up early and made a full omelet station.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Peppers, onions, cheese, toast. I presented it to her on a tray in bed.
Oh, you overwhelmed her.
Yeah, she looked terrified. She took 2 bites and said she had to go walk her dog. I never saw her again.
You jumped from casual hookup to husband material in 12 hours. That creates so much pressure.
It really did.
The omelet implies obligation. I cooked for you, now you have to stay and talk to me.
So the coffee is the antidote to the omelet.
Coffee is low commitment. It's the universal sign of, I am a functioning human being, and I can take care of you, but I'm not trying to marry you.
It's interesting, though, why coffee? Why not water? There's something very specific about the ritual of coffee.
It's the sensory engagement.
Yeah.
Think about it. The sound of the grinder, the smell filling the kitchen. It's earthy, it's grounding, it cuts right through that stale post-alcohol air. It resets the room.
And the smell of coffee brewing, that's a sensory anchor, it makes the memory of the morning sticky. It creates a vibe of comfort, not panic.
And psychologically, it gives you a prop.
Right.
If you're standing there empty-handed, you feel exposed, you don't know what to do with your arms. But if you're holding a warm mug, you're anchored. You have a purpose. You aren't just lingering. You're enjoying a beverage. It buys you 10 minutes of comfortable silence.
That's a great point. It removes the silence. It gives you both something to do. We are drinking coffee. It's a shared activity that doesn't actually require talking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It shows hospitality, but it also shows casual control. You're steering the ship, you're giving the morning a structure, but once that cup is empty, that's when the clock starts ticking.
Right. We've navigated the wake up, the vibe is good, coffee has been consumed. But now we hit the danger zone, the part where most people stumble.
The exit.
The source material calls this the trap, the lingering guest syndrome. We've all been there. You're sitting on the edge of the bed, you're fully dressed or half dressed, the conversation has completely died down, and you're just waiting for a sign, waiting for permission to leave.
Or hoping they'll ask you to stay forever, which they won't.
No.
And the longer you sit there, the more the attraction just drains out of the room. It becomes heavy. It becomes an obligation. If you wait for them to tell you to leave, you've lost the power. You've become a nuisance.
It feels like a rot, doesn't it? Like fruit going bad in fast motion.
That's a visceral way to put it, but yes. The spark is dying. So the strategy here is the time constraint. You have to be the one to cut the cord.
Even if you want to stay.
Especially if you want to stay. You must initiate the departure. It shows you have a life. It shows you have a schedule. It shows you are a person of substance who actually exists outside of that bedroom.
And there's a line for this. A way to do it that doesn't feel abrupt or cold. Because I think people really worry about being rude. They think leaving early means they didn't have a good time.
That's the fear. But you can reframe it. The line is, I should probably let you get on with your day.
Let's unpack that. I should probably let you get on with your day. It sounds polite, but you're saying it's a power move.
It is the ultimate power move disguised as politeness. Look at the framing.
Yeah.
You aren't saying, I have to go because I'm busy.
Right.
That's okay, but it can sound offensive. You aren't saying, please kick me out. You are framing your exit as a favor to them.
You're respecting their time. You're acting like you know they're important.
Exactly. You're saying, I know you're a busy, high-value person, and I'm gracious enough to give you your space back. It protects your mystery. You're leaving them before they're ready for you to leave.
That's the key, isn't it? Leave while the vibe is still at its peak. Like a comedian leaving the stage right after the biggest laugh.
Always leave him wanting more. If you stay until the conversation runs dry, you're both just sitting there looking at your phones, you stay too long, Use that line while you're gathering your things. It signals a transition. It's decisive.
Now, speaking of gathering things, there is a specific move in the guide that I find fascinating, but it requires some guts. It's the hoodie move.
Oh, I love this one. This is for the brave. This is for when you know the chemistry is real. You're getting dressed, but maybe you can't find your shirt. Or maybe you just want to be comfortable. You pick up their oversized t-shirt or their hoodie, you put it on, and you look at them and say,
I'm stealing this.
Playful, cheeky, dominant, I'm stealing this.
Okay, we need to go deep on this. Why does this work? Aside from the fact that it usually looks really good, what is actually happening in the brain here? It's a territorial marker. Let's be primal for a second. We are animals. When you take their hoodie, you are wrapping yourself in their scent. But more importantly, you're taking their scent away from them and leaving your visual memory in its place.
It's the open loop psychology.
Right, exactly. The human brain hates unresolved loops. If you leave with their hoodie, the interaction isn't closed, it's to be continued.
Because I have to return it.
You have to return it. It is a built-in guarantee of a second meeting that doesn't feel like a date. It's just logistics. Hey, I have your hoodie, let me drop it off.
Wow.
It completely removes the awkwardness of asking, when can I see you again? You have to see them again. You have their property.
But there's something else to the scent. I was reading about the olfactory bulb. It's the only sense that bypasses the logical part of the brain and goes straight to the emotional center. Yes. Scent is memory. When you wear their hoodie, you are literally marinating in their pheromones. And conversely, if you leave something behind like a scarf, or even just your own scent on their pillows every time they walk into that room, their brain triggers a memory of you before they can even process it.
It's a haunting, a good haunting.
A very sexy haunting.
Yeah.
But you have to say the line, I'm stealing this. You have to announce the theft. If you just take it, you're a kleptomaniac.
Right.
If you announce it with a smile, you're flirting.
Fine line between theft and flirting. I like it. But you have to be confident. You can't mumble it.
No, you have to own it. You're reclaiming a souvenir.
Okay, so you've made the confident exit, you've used the time constraint, you've stolen the hoodie, you're out the door, you're in the Uber, you're watching the city go by. Now comes the hardest part, the mental game, the aftermath.
The void.
The void. It's real, isn't it? You go from 100 to 0, you were entangled with someone, and now you're just alone in a car. The silence is loud.
It's withdrawal, literally. Your dopamine is crashing. And this is where the panic sets in. You check your phone. Nothing.
You check it again. Nothing.
The source material says the biggest mistake here is the desperation text.
You know the one. You immediately type, thank you for last night. I had so much fun. You like me? When can I see you?
It suffocates the attraction. It just chokes it to death.
Why do we do that? Why is the urge so incredibly strong?
Because we want to close the loop immediately. We want validation. We want proof that the night meant something to them too. But sending that text doesn't prove the connection. It cheapens it. It turns a shared experience into a transaction. I gave you my time, please give me a receipt.
Please give me a receipt. That is brutal, but true. So the fix is the no pressure ping. The guide suggests waiting a few hours, let the morning breathe, maybe around 2 or 3 p.m.
The timing is crucial. 2 p.m. says, I've been busy doing my own thing. I have a life. But now, in the middle of my day, I have a second to think of you.
In the text itself, the suggested phrase is, survive your morning.
Survive your morning. It's brilliant in its simplicity.
Why that word, survive?
Because it frames the morning as a shared ordeal, a shared adventure. Maybe you were both hungover. Maybe you're both tired. It implies we got through that battle together. It's an inside joke.
It's so low stakes.
That's the point. It doesn't demand a deep emotional response. They can just reply barely or need more coffee. It keeps the channel open without putting pressure on the connection. It's a gentle tap on the shoulder, not a desperate grab at the arm.
It maintains that us against the world vibe, even when you're apart. Okay, let's say the response is good. They reply barely with a laugh. The banter is flowing. You want to see them again. You got the hoodie, sure, but you want to make the intention clear. How do we ask for round 2 without sounding needy?
You don't ask, you state.
Tell me more. Because we are taught to be polite. Would you like to maybe hang out again sometime?
Weak, uncertain. The mistake is asking, did you have fun? That's seeking validation. You're handing them the power to judge you. The confident move is to assume the value. You say, last night was fun, let's do it again.
Last night was fun, let's do it again. Periods. No question marks.
No question marks, it's a statement of fact. I had fun, And I am confident enough to know that you had fun too. It assumes the yes. It's hypnotic, in a way.
Yeah.
You aren't begging for a date. You're proposing a continuation of the pleasure.
It shifts the dynamic from please like me to we like each other.
Exactly. And that shift is everything. Attraction isn't just about looks. It's about certainty. People are drawn to certainty like moths to a flame. When you say, let's do it again, you are being the leader. You're taking the burden of decision-making off their shoulders.
That is surprisingly sexy. It's just taking charge.
It's intoxicating when someone knows what they want.
So let's pull this all together. We've gone from the biological crash of the morning, to the good morning trouble reframe, to the grounding coffee ritual, the graceful exit, the territorial hoodie move, and finally the confident follow-up.
It's a complete arc. It transforms the morning after from a tragedy into an absolute triumph.
The source material has this core philosophy that I think is really worth repeating. It says the way you leave sets the tone for the entire future of the relationship.
It really does. Think about it. The last thing they see of you is your exit. If you leave looking unsure, apologetic, and messy, that's the image they carry all day. That's the aftertaste. But if you leave looking warm, put together, and decisive, that is a powerful ghost to leave behind.
A decisive exit is 10 times more attractive than lingering. That's the golden rule here.
It creates a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. If you leave space, they will want to fill it. They will reach out. They will wonder about you. If you fill all the space yourself by staying too long and texting too much, there's no room for their desire to grow.
That's beautiful. It's about trusting the silence, trusting the space.
Trusting that you're enough. You don't need to overstay to prove your worth. You conquered, you left.
I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over tonight. We talk a lot about mystery in dating. We usually think of mystery as the night, the shadows, the unknown. But there is a completely different kind of mystery that happens in the daylight.
Go on.
The morning sun reveals flaws. It shows the messy hair, the smudged makeup, the real skin. That's inevitable. We can't fight the sun. But the confident exit we talked about today, it restores the fantasy. It takes that raw reality and wraps it back up in charm. It's the bridge between the human and the ideal.
It allows you to be real, but still be a dream.
Exactly. So next time the sun comes up and you find yourself in that daylight trap, don't panic. Take a breath, smell the coffee, smile, and remember for no
Good morning, trouble.
Own your morning. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
Sweet dreams, or should I say, good morning.